My name is Sister Agnes Mary of the Holy Eucharist, and I entered our community 18 years ago, 2 days before September 11th happened. And I didn't always think about being a sister. I'm originally from Florida, and I grew up playing tennis since I was 8 years old. I went to college on a tennis scholarship at the University of North Florida. And while I was there, I really encountered Jesus through the joy of many other Christians who knew about Jesus in their heart. They had a relationship with Jesus. Going to Catholic grade school and high school, I knew about Jesus, but I didn't really know him in my heart. And as I continued on in college, I actually began to question my Catholic faith, and I fell away from the Catholic faith and became even anti-Catholic, unfortunately. So it's really the mercy of God that I stand here before you as a Franciscan sister of the renewal. And you may ask what it was that brought me back. Well, it was the Holy Eucharist, hence why I take that title. I was watching a video in Advent of 1998. My parents were fervently praying for me and patient with my searching. And I watched a video called Miracles of the Eucharist by Bob and Penny Lord. It's a very undramatic video, but it was the miracle in Orvieto, Italy, of a priest who was at Mass one day, and at the consecration, the host began to bleed. And when I saw this miracle, I knew that Jesus was truly present in the Holy Eucharist, and that this was the true church. Where else can I go? The Jesus who I've come to know and love as my best friend is truly present here in the Catholic Church. And so I began to go back to the sacraments. I went back to confession, daily Mass, and got involved with youth ministry, young adult ministry. And it was there at our young adult group, a sister came and shared her witness about being the bride of Christ and sweeping the chapel for Jesus, that this desire in my heart was very deep of wanting to be his bride. And I began to cry and thinking, Lord, what do you want from my life? Do you want me to be your bride, or do you want me to be married to an earthly spouse? And so I did what any young woman should not do in discerning religious life, which is I dated and discerned at the same time. And it wasn't until I began to seek the kingdom of heaven first and stopped dating, and I consecrated myself to Our Lady. And after the consecration to our Blessed Mother, I prayed a 54-day Rosary Novena. I was pretty serious about trying to discern and figure out what God had for my life. So for 2 years, this discernment went on, and I left for pilgrimage to a shrine to Our Lady after that 54-day Rosary Novena. And it was there on Divine Mercy Sunday. A priest heard my general confession, and he said to me at the end of my confession, "How urgent do you feel like you need to make a decision on your vocation?" And I said, a scale of 1 to 10, a 9 out of impatience. And so he said, well, just try something when you leave for 6 months. You may be right or wrong, but just try something. And I think that really gave me the freedom to take a risk, of really taking a leap of faith. And I think so many young women stay stuck in their discernment of just not wanting to take that chance or that risk for Jesus. So just to encourage any young woman that it's worth it, that Jesus is worth it. And I think I needed that to free me up to then experience the peace and joy that came with saying yes. And so I left that pilgrimage on Divine Mercy Sunday and confirmed everything with my spiritual director, to the point of even feeling that I needed to quit my job as a Pediatric Oncology Nurse to figure out where I was going to go. I had no idea where the Lord was calling me to enter for a year. And I quit my job and I began to look at communities. And I came to New York and visited our sisters and just knew I experienced peace and joy. And I felt like I fit here like a hand fits in a glove, as Father Andrew had said to me. And so it was very confirming once I came to visit. And so I thank God for this gift of my vocation, which is the greatest gift after my baptism.